Welcome again to another of It Matters show with me, Zikri Khalil. I am your host as always. And for those who were tuning in last week, well, we have another amazing round this week with amazing guests. And I can't wait to introduce them to you. Before we introduce you to them, I just wanted to be sure that everyone is sitting tight, relaxed, and ready to soak in some more stories, more information that we would love for you to get together and try and spread as much as you can throughout this whole month of Cancer Awareness Month. And with that, I'd like to introduce our two esteemed guests who are joining us for this special episode. We'll be covering with one of the prominent charities that focuses on breast cancer. And I think this is one of the topics that a lot of people kind of thought they kind of know, but from what I've gone through lately, especially from last week's session with Pink Ribbon, there's a lot of things that we do not know. And I can't wait to see what our guest from BCWA will be sharing with us in this session. And of course, if you're not familiar with It Matters show's format, we always have a special guest who is an influencer, a key opinion leader, who would also learn with us and somehow use this opportunity to kind of soak it in and see what else they could play a role using their voice. So I'm going to introduce you to our first guest. It is Mimi Fly. Mimi Fly is one of Malaysia's famous singer and actress. Welcome to the show, Mimi. How are you doing?
Thank you, Zikri. Thank you for having me. Hope all is well with you.
All is well and all is bald, so it's fine. I'm pretty thank you for asking. And of course, the most wanted guest for tonight is Kim Lim or Lim King Foong, our president of Breast Cancer Welfare Association of Malaysia. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi, Zikri. Hi, Mimi. Thanks for having me here.
No. Thank you for having us. First of all, I'm going to start by saying a fun fact. And that is, I did not know that this is the first time that four of the major cancer-related charities in Malaysia are working together throughout Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that?
No.
Exactly. I didn't know that either. This was highlighted by Dr. Dave from Pink Ribbon last week. And they were so excited of this union. And I'm also trying to figure out what else could transpire post Cancer Awareness Month, because our main goal is to spread the legitimate awareness that is required for everyone to be aware of, and at the same time raise donations as much as we can. So for those who are watching on emerge.tv, there's a donation box somewhere down there. Okay, you just have to click on the button. You can donate. You can donate monthly if you want to. All of the money will go directly to our Impact Fund, Cancer Awareness Month Impact Fund. And at the end of the month, a lot of the amount will be distributed equally to all the four major charities. So please go ahead and do that. Other than that, I'd like to start with you, Kim, since you are the president of Breast Cancer Welfare Association Malaysia. We want to learn a bit more about you. So please tell us a bit more about your association, what you do, and what you do best.
Thank you so much, Zikri, for the introduction. So I have been the president of Breast Care Welfare Association for 1.5 years now, actually 2 years now. So the association was formed in 1986 by a group of doctors who wants to, give back to society and assist the women who are actually going through breast cancer. So we are at our 37th year now. So what we do is actually on our 3 pillars of education, psychosocial, and recovery. What I say about education is we educate, women out there on how to do self-breast examinations, and we also conduct clinical breast examinations. On top of that, we have materials, for example, a message of hope books, okay, that we provide to women out there. So this is a 101 book, okay, that you can know more about breast cancer, your whole journey all the way. And on top of that, we are very proud to say that we have 2 mobile clinics called Moody, which is mobile unit reaching nationwide with information. And of course, our inflatable tents, okay, that we are going to do outreach all around Malaysia, almost every day, throughout the year. So,
Oh, wow.
yes, there's so much more, that we do, maybe you can, have the conversation throughout, the conversation and then add on more and elaborate more.
Okay, Kim, thank you so much for that. Mimi, I wanted to ask you, were you aware of Breast Cancer Welfare Association before joining the show, or have you heard of them? Okay.
No, I have never heard about it.
That's totally fine. It's totally fine because this is the whole point.
Would have
right?
known that it's actually since 1986. I mean, I was born in 1986. That's a
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We are the same age.
I'm the same age too. I'm 1986.
Even before I was diagnosed, I have not heard of BCWA, so that is so common.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay. This makes it more legitimate to have such campaigns like this, so people are aware of, using the platform, using you guys' voices. But Mimi, my question to you, as an artist, is there anything other than, were there any causes that really touches you to kind of spread awareness? And would it be in line with somewhat with cancer to some extent, or?
I have experience where I know some of it's not like my closest friends, but friends of friends who have been diagnosed with breast cancer. And when I found out about the news, I felt this gap of once they know that they have cancer, there's a gap where we just drift apart. And I wanted to understand that, right? Like why that happened. But I guess, because it's not for everybody to know what they're going through. And, we kind of have this separation. And I felt like maybe because, the life has changed once you know that you got cancer. And, for people who are not close enough, you will not be a part of the journey that they're going through. So I feel like because the one who is actually around people with breast cancer, I feel like we don't have enough understanding of how to be around people with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like because we are not educating ourselves enough to know what to do and how to provide support mentally, emotionally. And I think that's the reason why we have this gap.
I mean, this gap is very common from what I've understood from my other friends and also the conversation I had last week. And I'm going to pose this question to you, Kim, being, if I could say, a cancer survivor yourself, what would be the advice for people like us? All I know, the one thing I know that really did help with some cases that my friends went through was trying to be there for them as much as I can, even when they don't want them to be close with them, because there's a mentality that plays for those who are going through the process of healing and trying to get the therapy. So from your point of view, Kim, what advices could you literally help us to close this gap?
Yes, I want to know that.
Yes, I like this point that is brought up by Mimi because it's so true. Because when we are diagnosed, sometimes you feel insecure to tell your family, your friends, you don't know how to open your mouth, And then even as a friend or family that you found out this situation, that's an awkward moment for the patient and for the family members and friends because like what you say, Mimi, you don't know how to start the conversation. You don't know what you are saying is the right thing or something that you might hurt the patient, right? So, and most of the time, and many of the times, when I met patients, they would say that, their families or relatives, when they open their mouth, instead of what's like secret said, offered a helping hand, They would tell them not to eat this, not to do that, everything else that as a patient, we actually do not want to hear, okay? Because what happens is when we see the doctor will actually already advise us, okay, what we need to do. Okay, we need to go through our treatments, and like the last session, doctors already explained, we can actually eat, everything in moderation. Okay, so what we need as a patient is the emotional support, okay, of our family, our friends being there for us. For example, asking us, do you need some help to take care of your kids, even your pets, to get some groceries? Do you need help to cook, do the chores? Something that really helped us during that period. So that is very important. And, try to refrain from something to say that you're going to be okay, be strong. I think as a patient to even go through this is really very strong.
Right.
Right. I feel like, I guess it's because this gap that we have, because of course, each person's experience with breast cancer is unique, and we need to really know, like, we need to tailor the support to their specific needs. But it seems like these people who have this chronic positivity, it has caused this gap to just get bigger and bigger, because breast cancer, people with breast cancer don't want to hear you say, oh, it's going, just forget about it, just fine,
It's gonna be okay, things like that.
Yeah. I feel like it's something that people do. They thought they are offering help, but I don't think they really know that what they're doing is only gonna make people make the people just feel more annoying.
Yes, and that actually sometimes cause relationship to be bitter because unknowingly, like what you said, drifted apart and it became silent. So I'll give an example. I was very fortunate, of course. You have friends that are, this way and that way, but I was fortunate enough that during that period, whether I wanted it or not, like what Zikri said, okay, my friends actually drop off food for me. Even when the moment that I don't want to face them, I don't want to see them because sometimes I look so down, I feel so down. But they just left the food for me and told me, when you're free, when you're feeling okay, go down and get the food, it's there, or they send me a book to read, or they just message me, that is actually very, very good. And I feel good. I feel good that they are there for me. But that kind of care, I felt that, when they asked me, do you need, a hand to do your chores, or do you need, someone to send you to the hospital? Is everything, being able to manage? So I felt that care is so important because that is what we really need. Because at that point, when you're going through the treatment, sometimes you feel down, you feel tired, you can't do a lot of, your chores and things. You can't, sometimes you can cook, sometimes you can't, that's the help that we actually need.
There's a question already from one of the viewers. It's actually for you, Kim, and it's Mr. Eric van Elster. I'm assuming he's Dutch because he's always been on the show. Thank you so much for joining the show, Eric. His question is, I've heard that you are a breast cancer survivor yourself, Ms. Kim. Can I ask, what was it like emotionally, physically, socially to go through this? Because I think you already covered some of it, but perhaps you could cover some of the other parts because, physically, I know it's super drained and whatnot, but we would love to hear from yourself.
Okay. Thanks, Eric, for the question. So I was diagnosed in the pandemic period in year 2020. So when I was diagnosed, okay, fast forward, it was stage 3, triple negative breast cancer. Okay. I was one of them that was diagnosed at a later stage and one of the most aggressive breast cancer. So as, a woman, I was at 39 at that point, and I just lost my job at that point, and it's pandemic. That was too much to take. And I was in denial. It was really sad, a very sad situation. But what happened is I had a good team of doctors, okay, that actually guided me and supported me throughout the journey. Of course, my peer support, my circle of support. If I tell you that the regime that I have to go through, 16 chemo and 20 chemo, and the operation of lumpectomy and being admitted with infections, off and on, it wasn't easy. Okay, the whole treatment took 7 months, but it's something that you can fight through. I could fight through it taking a day at a time. Okay, if I were to think that 16 chemo and I kept counting, okay, it feels like forever, because of course we go through a lot of side effects. But if I go through and think one day at a time, and manage it that way, okay, I guess that's how I actually fight it through the entire journey.
Fantastic. I mean, I
can only imagine, Kim.
Quite that's pretty recent.
That's pretty recent.
Yes, it was in 2020, so I'm 3 years out now. So that's the good news.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, pandemic. Oof. So would you say that you pretty much spent most of your time at the hospital, or did you get treated off-site as well?
So most of the time I was actually in the hospital. So my treatment was 16 chemo. So you can expect that, every other week I'll be in the hospital, and then it became every week. Radiotherapy will be every day. So hospital actually became my first home instead of my second home. I do all my shoppings in the hospital. Okay. So I try to switch my mindset, instead of looking at the hospital as a place that is so, sad, I look at it as a place that I meet up with the doctors and nurses, to people that I can have a conversation with. Right. Sometimes I was admitted so often that the nurse looked at me, oh, it's you, And at one point, I even brought my own pillow because, I was there so often not comfortable. So I brought my own pillow too.
That's so cute.
So, are there support groups or counseling services or?
Yes. So in Breast Cancer Welfare Association, Malaysia, BCWA, so we have psychosocial support. So after completing my treatment, I actually registered myself with a peer support training under Reach to Recovery International. So what we do is we work closely with the doctors and in the hospitals. We visit patients after their surgery, okay, to give them emotional support and the materials that they needed. For example, like the book that I showed you earlier, A Message of Hope. Okay, yes. This covers all the questions, okay, and the very important questions that patients like to ask is, what can I eat? What can I not eat? Okay, and the exercises they need to go through after, their surgery and, the side effects of chemo. So, I read through all this, when I was diagnosed, okay. And the amazing part of BCWA is, even for myself, why did I join BCWA was after my surgery, okay, my lumpectomy, the next day when I woke up, there was a lady sitting in front of me, okay, in the hospital. And she introduced herself that she is from BCWA and a long-time breast cancer survivor. So I actually looked at her and I was so fascinated, because she just looked so normal. And when she told me that she is a more than 10 years survivor, I saw a light of hope, because my entire life, I have never met a breast cancer patient or a survivor before. So when I spoke to her, I was so interested in her, like, how did she get through this? What did she do? And when she shared with me, my focus was actually on her. And I actually forgotten, my pain, my everything, but I saw a shining hope. So that, encouraged me that, giving back as a patient support means so much to the patient.
Of course.
That hope that we give.
And I just have a question with regards to the work at Breast Cancer Welfare Association. Since I think you were touching base a lot on, this is what you guys do as well, to provide support, emotional support for patients and their loved ones post-surgery, post-treatment. And I think that's definitely a necessity in many, many levels. Apart from that, though, during this procedure, when you started doing this, was it welcome? Were there any significant challenges that cancer patients and survivor also face? Apart from just, for example, it could be a bit of an alien idea to kind of just have a stranger to come and trying to support you. So was there a some kind of friction when you started doing this, or?
Okay, so normally doctors might have informed the patients already, or if the doctor did not inform the patient, we will actually introduce ourselves as a survivor, a breast cancer survivor from BCWA. Okay, and we are here to give them emotional support, and if they have any questions that they wanted to ask or to share their concerns, we are here for them.
Okay.
So only we do not encounter many rejections. Okay, it's either want to talk because, like you say, it's a stranger, they're not comfortable yet. But most of the time, if we sit down, okay, with them, just being there with them, just sitting down in a quiet moment, slowly they will open their mouth after a few minutes, 2 minutes, they will start asking questions. So that's when we break the ice and let them talk. How about actually open-ended questions? Ask them about their family, things like that they can open up. What are their concerns,
Right.
So once they start talking, they will pour out their emotions, because a survivor talking to the patients, they know, okay, we have been through it, there's no judgment. So they are more willing to show their emotions and even cry out when it's needed.
So I want to ask to Mimi now, because now that we've sort of learned some of the ways, or you could say approaches that is more acceptable, do you think you've done things differently from the stories that you just shared earlier with some of your friends after hearing from Kim?
I feel like because I was raised I was raised by a single mom who is wheelchair bound. She can't walk since birth. So I guess I have developed this empathy and understanding when it comes to different experience of having a unique experiences in life. So, but I do know how sometimes people are not sensitive enough. They don't offer the right assistance, and I do feel like there's always ways to learn how to be around and offer positive distractions, and be mindful of their feelings, and especially when it comes to conversation, I feel like people don't understand how sometimes you kind of have to let them lead the conversation.
Yeah.
And not projecting or forcing them to feel certain way, or feel the way you feel, or you have to let them lead the conversation and let them be vulnerable and open when they are ready. If it's me, I feel like in the past I feel I did not give enough attention to how important it is to be emotionally supportive. Sometimes usually I provide positive distraction, or just remind them of their self-care, and
Yeah.
do things, help them, like, or educate myself in whatever they're going through. But I feel like right now I am, we need to be in order. It's not just offering positive distraction. We can also, be mindful, be
Very true.
mindful of feelings and avoid making assumptions
Yeah, most
and
definitely.
yeah. It's like so that they don't have this extra stress when they're with us.
That-
I totally agree with Mimi. So,
Yeah,
in the training that we went for as a patient sports, we are always taught and reminded, we are here to listen to them. It's not all about us. You listen 4 times and only speak once. It's about the patient. And there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. A lot
Mm.
of people get confused, with empathy and sympathy.
Right.
Empathizing is actually, understanding what is actually, disturbing that person. Okay. That, pitying that person is a totally different thing.
It's totally different. Yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very different. And I want to talk also about how Breast Cancer Welfare Association help address a few unique challenges in Malaysia alone. There's this article that by the Star in 2022 that talked about women at risk of breast cancer, and a lot of it talks about how uh, this is pretty much underdeveloped in terms of people knowing and needing to do when they are already a bit too late, knowing the fact they're at late stage. So in your case at your association, Kim, um, are there for these kind of unique challenges? So for example, if there's someone who is coming forward to you with a late stage disease in breast cancer, for example, are there um, what is the what is your SOP or what is your way of helping them, and is it similar with what other associations are doing, or is there things that you do things differently?
I feel that, all the associations, we want to help the patient as much as we could. So especially when we go to rural areas, when we do clinical breast examinations, many of times, um, even, we have encountered many times where the breast is already mutated, okay, is at a late stage,
Okay,
and they don't know what to do.
right.
So we have, 6 matrons with us. They are at the age of 60 to 70, and they have been, serving at the government hospital, throughout their life. Okay, so they have very good connection with the doctors. So many of the time when it comes to cases like that, we'll try as much as we can to contact, the doctors at the government hospital if they could, assist on a
Yeah,
special case basis, to get them treated.
great.
Right.
So if not, when we actually do clinical breast examinations and we found a suspicious lump, we do work with different parties, even the government hospitals and some private sector, because we always believe in public and private partnership, okay?
Yeah,
And we arrange for them to do their mammograms. So, for example, during January to August itself this year, we have done the community outreach, 85 community outreach with education to conduct, their own breast self-examination. We have reached out to more than 16,000 women, and we have conducted 2,500 over clinical breast examinations. So as you always hear, early detection saves life. So what we want to do is to reach as many women out there, okay, to help them to do clinical breast examination, to teach them, to how to conduct breast self-examination after that, okay. And if they found suspicious lump, what are the procedures that they need to do? Who are they, going to see? So, I always believe, before I was diagnosed, you know, we are educated, and we thought we know it all. Okay,
Yeah.
and then I found out there's a difference between being educated and being health literate. I'm not being health literate. I work, I'm a career woman, but when the time when I found my lung, I don't know what to do. I've never seen a breast surgeon before. I've never done a mammogram, as I was only 39, 1 year short of the recommended age for mammogram at 40. And the silly part of me was thinking, breast cancer is for someone 40 and above. And all this, publicity is happening, and I felt that if that time I actually paid more attention, I could have taken actions and be detected much earlier. Because as you know, breast cancer does not grow overnight.
No.
Right?
So besides this, advances in early detections, are there any significant breakthroughs in the field of breast cancer?
So definitely whether you're stage 1 or stage 4 now, okay, there are a lot of medication, okay, and there are always new medication that are coming out. For example, I'm triple negative, okay. There used to be not many options of treatments. You go through chemo, that's all, okay, and now you have immunotherapy, okay. So there's always new invention. That is the exciting and important part. So that's why we do advocacy work, okay, to tell women out there, that there is treatment. But of course, if you are detected earlier, okay, for example, you are detected as stage 0 when it was pre-cancer, you can be cured, okay? But, if you're diagnosed as stage 1, you don't need to go through so many treatments.
Okay, understood. Actually, sorry, I just browsed very quickly to our viewer section. There's another question here, and this question is again not to Kim this time, but it's to me. This person, Eric, again is asking. I think he's a big fan of you. Eric is asking, Mimi, as an influencer and an artist yourself, how do you see your role in raising awareness for this kind of initiative? Not necessarily cancer, but in general. And what kind of messaging do you believe resonates most with your audience? How do you engage followers in a conversation about topics like this?
I believe if it's me, I am known as someone with positive energy.
Oh, yeah.
I teach dance class every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And in my class too, I'm the kind who likes to celebrate authenticity and, acceptance of everyone's unique personalities. I feel like to celebrate milestones, like acknowledge and celebrate their achievements and their treatments, especially whether it's completing their treatments or reaching recovery, and demonstrating resilience. Like, you got this. I feel like that's my role. Because sometimes, as much as we are providing emotional support, we also have to provide this version of themselves, like their future version of self, where you can get past this. And especially sharing with people that this is not the end. This is not the end. This is just the beginning of you discovering the best version of you after you pull this through. I think that's the role, and I think we need to celebrate more. Celebrate. I feel like because when we celebrate, we are in this vibration of appreciation and gratitude. Because in this life, we are all faced with challenges in life, but in the end, how we respond to these challenges matter. It is the key to, get to the
Guide.
other side.
Yeah.
I feel like along this journey of recovery, along this journey where you get better, we need these people who just gonna cheer us on. That's my role.
That's amazing. I hope this answers your question, Eric, and we really also would like to see that from you as well, Mimi, and because I know you are prolifically quite known for that.
Thank you, Eric, by the way. It makes me think too, it makes me think too. Because, everyone wants to help.
Of course.
And as also everyone wants to be involved, but I feel like we are here to build healthy relationship with each other. Doesn't matter where we come from, what is our skin color, what is our race. We are all here to build relationship with each other. But some, right, and it's important that we acknowledge that we want to be here for each other, so that we can learn to really be okay with life, because we will not have, no one has exception. We all go through life challenges. It's just different life challenges, but we cannot escape, and we cannot escape death. It will happen. And I feel like, we want to be involved, but sometimes this fear of not trusting if we can do it or not is creating this gap, because we are not giving ourselves enough trust that we can do this together.
Totally. I think everyone's journey is unique in its way, and it depends what kind of people you could surround yourself with as well, and the only way to do that is
That's
know
so true.
people.
That is so true. Some people can project
Negativity. Yes.
Selfishness.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would definitely not helping. Like, it's not going to help us through this journey of.
Oh no.
Right. These people need to be shut down, or needs to be.
Yes.
You need to put toxic people aside.
Right.
You need to learn to do that. A lot of time people don't know how to say no. And all this toxicity is just growing. But once you actually cut them off, and like what Mimi said, you have to have a positive mindset, and then, surround yourself with people that are positive and move forward. Like Mimi is teaching dancing. That is so powerful, okay? So if like a survivor myself, a patient myself, I look at her as a woman, dancing. That is really powerful. So I truly feel, choosing the right people around you, your support system, your circle, is really so important.
Absolutely.
I got chills.
You did?
I got chills listening to you, Kim, because that is so true. I totally agree with you.
And you're so strong, being a caregiver to your mother. So, your positivity is so important to, keep yourself at that momentum.
Because once you get rid of these toxic people, life really changed. Things just work out. Doors are opening, and you feel better, because in the end, it's the feeling of joy that we want to have. Yes. We want to be able to wake up in the morning feeling joyful, to be like, hey, I'm alive.
And this is actually what we do at BCWA. When we hang out, have activities, we have so many activities, whether it's walking, hiking, bowling, dragon boating.
Right.
singing, dancing. We actually do not focus on, what we are going through. We celebrate life, like what you say. We celebrate that moment.
Oh, I didn't know that BCW had those kind of activities as well. I might want to touch base more on that. But before we do that, we have to take a short 2-minute break, because I have to play a video by our network partner. But I think you'll enjoy it too. And after that, I'll show a bit of video from BCWA. So hold that thought, and I'll be right back with you in 2 minutes. So again, for reminders for all of our audience who are watching, if you love what you're seeing, please don't forget to donate. And at the same time, I want to also thank our network partner, Youth Ventures Asia. They're the ones who are actually spreading the awareness throughout, from the grassroots level, from students to universities and so forth. And I'd like to share a bit of video of what else they do as well.
In the time it takes you to watch this, one person just died from breast cancer. That person is somebody's daughter.
Wow. Wow.
the
Hope
entire
you
activity.
enjoyed it.
No,
I love to see the smiles.
yeah,
The
they're
smile in
smiling.
everyone's
Amazing.
faces. Hmm. It's
But
empowering.
I could definitely see all the various activities that you were just mentioning, and there was yoga. That's very nice.
Oh my
That's nice.
God, yoga. Yes. I'm a true believer. I am actually doing a yoga teacher training right now. Um,
Wonderful.
yeah, because I find yoga really help connecting mind and body.
Yes.
Much.
Mm,
Yes.
and yeah, these activities. If you want a dance class, please let me know.
Oh, yes, we are more than happy
I would
to. Actually, I
love,
wanted to
I
ask
would
you when
love
you
to be
voice
there
up
to
first, so I'm
share
so
my
happy.
yes, I
I
would love to share my energy and provide dance classes for
Wonderful. I'm so
BCWA.
happy. Thank you so
I'm
much.
happy. I'm happy the both of you are finally trying to figure out things that you can do together. That's awesome.
See?
That's what it's all
Yeah,
about, yeah. You know?
because these
That's so
activities can
amazing.
really lift you up. To me,
Indeed,
activities
indeed.
where you move your body make you
Yes,
feel grateful for having this body. Yes,
yes.
cancer can happen, but as long as you,
Move.
I guess, when it's not for me to say because I don't have cancer, so I guess I'm not. It's not for me to say like whether it's right or not, but to me, by moving, I believe can really help us feel more
Do
grateful
more. Yeah.
and
Yes, moving is
be
so important,
yeah,
It's a happy exercise, and exercise is so important because
true.
it's one of the research that actually lower your risk of breast cancer.
Oh, okay.
So, we love to exercise, and laugh, and dance,
Yeah,
That's what we really want to do. We don't only want to talk about cancer. We want to be empowered, to have a life
that's true.
after cancer.
So I started my dance class in 2019, and now it's been 4 years. I realized that okay, when I do dance class, the purpose of me doing this dance class, especially when when I started, it's only because I started this dance studio in SS2. But then during pandemic, I felt like I took it to another level where I did virtual dance class, so
Nice.
online. And then that's when I realized like people come to this dance class so that they can forget, or it's a really powerful, positive distraction. And you're not really trying to exercise like going to the gym and lift weights as much as that is important too. But this is the first step
Move.
that
Yes, the
yeah,
first.
when you
Yes.
just
So
move
true.
and you let your body just take over and be immersed in
Immerse
music,
in it. Yes.
immersed
Yes.
in music.
Yeah. And have all these
Yeah,
positive vibes
literally.
coming in.
Yeah, and then you
So
can you can feel such this is what
Energy.
dance do. Yeah, and this energy.
Power.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And
what
yes, please let me know. Yeah,
Definitely
if
I
you
will.
want to have a dance class, because I've been doing dance class outside too, like on outdoor spaces. I've been doing that too. It's fun.
Wonderful.
no, you
He's
should
gonna be
definitely
so
have
lucky to have you.
yeah, you should definitely have
Yes.
me as soon as possible, Kim. I think like a match in heaven, is the way how I see it. But other than activities, Kim, you mentioned earlier as well, if you don't mind me jumping into another question that I think I wanted to ask, from this is more related to the involvement of how your work could influence policies and also our government. And you mentioned earlier how you are mobilizing a lot of your activities and workshops and programs, and I caught the moment when you said getting involved with some I guess government programs. If I do correct me if I'm wrong. So is there any government support that could help establish some kind of standardized guidelines for breast cancer care after you see that happening, or is it already happening through your collaboration perhaps with some of the activities that you're doing through government programs? Or
So if you actually notice, especially, this segment, we have so many, powerful NGOs actually working together. So all of us actually work together, and, we are working together, together with the ministry side, to actually go out to the community to do this. So if you are saying there's a policy, as far as I know, there's no policy that says that you must do your mammogram, you must do your clinical breast examination. There's no such policy.
oh, that's troubling. No?
Yes. So that's why we always advocate, we always go out, to the ground, to encourage women to come out, to do their clinical breast examinations. So
Is
that's why
there
we are. Hmm?
Sorry, I was going to ask, is there a very low intake of women going to do breast cancer checks, knowing that there's a lot of them being made available for free? Is there a very low intake?
No, that is actually very good intake because we work together closely with the community heads. So if you are going to this, this rural area, okay, we actually work with the community head there to get the women out, okay, for this. So what happened is after the clinical breast examination, when we actually told them that's a suspicious lump, okay, and we try to arrange a mammogram for them, and many of the time, because we have lack of resources, and when we try to follow up with them, sometimes they give, the wrong number. So it's very difficult to follow up with them. You have to understand, when not only in the urban area, okay, the financial cost, your family, there's a lot of things that are concerned when you are, for example, really being diagnosed. When you want to go for your treatment, if you're at the rural side, you would probably have to leave your home, okay, to a nearer town for your treatment. Means if you are the sole breadwinner, you might lose your job, okay, who's going to take care of your family? And who's going to support financially?
That's troublesome.
Yes, so
It makes me wonder, is there like online community that they can connect with others?
the problem is, this is at the rural area, right? They don't have, the privilege of all this. They probably do not have an internet connection. They are not so tech savvy, okay? And this won't be their priority. Making a day living will be what's the most important for them.
Okay, I understand. And how big of an outreach do you have at the moment on the ground?
So we have 7 permanent matrons with us, okay? So as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 mobile clinics, okay, and 2 inflatable tents. So for example, at the month of October itself, we are, totally out 4 to 5 events a day, which is actually still counting more than 125 events for just of October. Sumitra, our dear Sumitra, was, trying very hard, to arrange and deploy, as much as we could during this month of the October. So, our matrons, they are not young. They are at their 60s to 70,
Yeah.
and they are going out every day out there, to get women to do their clinical breast examination, to teach them how to do breast self-examination. I really salute them. Every time I felt that I'm tired, when I go to, BCWA and I see them or at event, my tiredness fade off. No more tired. I'm totally energized when I see them.
I mean, you have to be like that, I think Mimi is like that too, I would say I'm to some extent like that as well, some people just energize others, and I think the elderly who are Because I know my late grandma and my late grandfather were also like that. They have this this random energy that would just come out of the blue, and then you just kind of like, oh damn, okay, how is he, where are they getting it from? Because in our minds, oh, they're old and frail, but that's not really true. It's all about their how they are, their personality, and it has to do a lot with what you both mentioned earlier. It's to surround yourself with people who actually give that away for you to kind of live it, and then it just revitalizes you.
And you know that doing NGO work, okay, it's not like when you're in the corporate, okay, it's a lot about your passion and the purpose that keeps you going.
Yeah.
It's not a place, of course, money is important, but what's the ultimate purpose that brings us all together? Is to bring a better awareness, okay, to bring, the cancer, rate down. So that's what keeps us going, every day, even though we are tired, even though, sometimes we have, a bit of negativity, but it's okay. We still come out, we still go on, we still want to fight on,
It's
in the
passion
end.
driven. Yeah. It's passion driven. 125 events in October. Did I hear it right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and counting.
What?
Yes, and counting.
Oh wait! It's not done yet. So you've
It's
done
not.
125, and there's still half of the month left.
No, that's 125 total for the entire October. Okay.
Right.
And you do the mathematics. It's like 4 to 5 events a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dedication.
That's dedication. That's passion right there.
It's passion,
That's
dedication,
passion right there. Without
passion,
passion,
love.
you can
All the
never
L
make
words
it
you can think of. Okay, I know what. Okay, this is a fun fact. I know that when there's a nonprofit that really puts their heart out, they're really great at what they do. I've seen that over time and time again, and it does spur a lot of major interest, and at the same time help people like us to kind of like, it does motivate us. It does in many ways. Like that sometimes people talk about this bystander effect. They're just like, okay, I'm just gonna let these guys do it because I know they're gonna do it, and we don't really have to really worry about it because there's already someone taking care of the issue, right? Because this is usually the bystander effect. But moving along that narrative, it's those kind of people that in the end of the day, they have that power, they have that image that they project on us, whether it's through stories or people they've heard of, to kind of let you know and inform you that you could use this for your own way of wanting to do and take part as well. And it's like a snowball effect, and some people randomly just wanted to take part of it just because they just keep seeing it and they get really excited, and they will just think about when is my time to go, and then others just with a snap of a finger, boom, they will just go for it, volunteer and start something on their own. And I love that. I love the way how nonprofits really function like this, because it is driven by passion. It is driven by a purpose, of a greater purpose. Not profits, but more about happiness and solving the problem. Then on the other equation, which is the other side of the coin, it does require funding.
Definitely.
Very moderately, and to keep going consistently every year. And I know how that is like, to keep looking for sponsors, to keep looking for consistent donors, to keep looking for CSR projects. It, to the point where it almost become like, for those who just start with no experience, they would think they're just begging, because that's what it's like. The initial thought process, they'll think, oh man, I'm just begging so much for trying to make this work, because we don't see it like a business, right? We're just doing this for the sake of doing what is right. So for your case, for your organization, Kim, what has worked for you to keep it going financially, and what could we do more to enhance that through this Cancer Awareness Month? Because our main goal also is to ensure that we do have some new donations coming in, some and using as much platforms as we can as possible to people like who are joining us like Mimi, for example, and the other KOLs that's joining us, what else is there needed to keep this going?
I think, for example, this is so good, the partnership with Incitement to get more awareness to, people out there, corporates out there of what we really do at BCWA. A lot of people do not understand, the amount of work being done, the amount of operational costs that is actually happening. So to sustain, to have so many outreach and events being done is of course, okay? And we are, public funded. So we are fortunate that we have, regular, donors and, corporate sponsors. But, to reach more, to reach out more to more people, and to expand our facility to cater to more, patients and survivors, definitely we need more funding. So every voice and every dollar counts. Okay, some people say that, they might think that, I'm just donating so little, but, every dollar is really count. And even donating your time, sparing your time to help us, to volunteer with us, that is also very important, because if we only have, the monetary part, okay, without the manpower and volunteers, okay, things are not going to work too.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It's an ecosystem of components that needs to work with one another. And, volunteering, like when we talk about Pink Ribbon, they're driven by volunteers, massive number of volunteers. And I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great, because we all have a common goal, with BCWA, with Pink Ribbon, with Makna and all those guys. We all have the same narrative, the name, almost, I would say almost the same, this symbiotically speaking. And wouldn't it be great to just share? I'm not talking about the funds. I'm talking about the manpower of volunteers, because there's a way of change, of wanting to fill up the void, if any. The strength in and real deep collaboration lies in the union's purpose, the main vision, which is what all of you pretty much have in common.
Yeah. So that is so important. And how our BCWA runs is we have 10 EXCO, the executive committee, okay, which are, elected, okay, by volunteers. Okay. So we have multidisciplinary coming from doctors, lawyers, HR, I'm from branding, okay, we have marketing. So this is so important where, different mind of people, okay, actually come in together to give different perspective to how to move things forward, okay, because what we don't want to do is, what we say, shocks and dewey, okay, we think that this is what the public wants, but it's actually what we want. We don't want that to happen, because the whole purpose of the NGO is actually for the community. Yeah. And that is very important. It shouldn't be something that's personal and for selfish purposes. Yeah, so we have this check and balance, intact, to see what the public really wants, what is actually needed on the floor. So this is something very important.
I was gonna just ask Mimi actually, because you both kind of get going on already, talking about dancing and yoga and, wanting to get Mimi to do a class. And Mimi's very excited because she's got this electrifying, magnetic, supercharging prowess wherever she goes. And it does lights up the whole entire room. And I would say even the world, because she's been traveling around, with her work and her artistry and her craft. This is me just trying to bingo you, So I was going to say... Mimi, what?
Thank you.
I have my way. I was going to say, Mimi, would you be open to just be the ambassadorship for breast cancer awareness for Welfare Association in this case?
Of course. I mean, I'm all about expanding pure positive energy. I feel like the world needs it, especially right now. I feel like we, in the social media, world where everything is not real but impactful. I feel like we don't have enough positive energy. There's always negativity, or it's just not balanced. And I feel like if we consume too much negativity in our life, it is detrimental to our mental health. And mental health to me is the number one it's the number one factor of having a beautiful life. Of course, I am on board when it comes to sharing pure positive energy in the world. This is who I am. This is what I do, even in my songs, or even because it seems like even in my podcast, I created this podcast with
Okay.
Become, talking about mental health, talking about specific topics that we go through in our daily life, like toxic relationship, or perfectionism, or forgiveness. We talk about that so that we bring awareness, because when it comes to handling it's actually in the little things that we do in daily life that actually affect us in the long run. And yeah, for sure, Kim, I'm so glad that we are here right now. This is definitely meant to be. Please reach
Yes.
out to me and we can definitely work on something
Yes.
so that we can keep this going, because
Yes.
we are here now.
Boom. There we
Correct.
go. I love it. I
Yes.
love the fact that this is
Uh,
happening live where everyone's watching and
Yeah.
everyone's excited. There's even a comment here by MK. Love your spirit, Mimi. Always important to keep morale high and to be surrounded by the right and supportive company. Love you. So there's a lot of
Love
people
you
like,
guys as well.
yeah,
wonderful.
I could go on and on. Here's another one again by Eric Van Elster. Again, such a cool initiative for you with all these charities collaborating on this. Love it. So,
Mhm.
I mean, the verdict is out already by our viewers. I think they're loving what they're seeing because, it's not just about edutaining with this kind of information for people to be empowered, but most importantly is to, like you said, everyone's having their role. Mimi, you have your voice and your energy. Tim, you have the work that you've been doing for the past, for BCWA for the past 26 years or so, 36 years, 37 years.
Maybe
7
7 years.
Yeah. So there's a potential legacy to be made here. So and I really encourage the both of you, even myself as Incitement, on behalf of Incitement, we're always excited. We're always open for collaboration and partnership, and it's not always about the dollar signs. It's all about what product, what value can you put in.
Correct. What's the outcome we can bring to?
Yes, the leverage and all of that. So we're more than happy to do so. I just want to kind of, because we've already gone over 8 minutes, and I hope if you don't mind, maybe perhaps what we'll do is to kind of give a nice wrap from each one of you, to kind of summarize your experience on the show and what were the outcome that you would like to see, and any message you'd like to tell people out there, starting with you, Kim, and then we go to me.
So to everyone out there that's listening, okay, it's very important to be self-aware, to be breast-aware, and if you find anything suspicious, okay, we always say early detection saves life, but do take action and to see a doctor. So if you see here, there's a pin here, the pink pin. So it's written there, beat cancer with attitude. So we have, been talking so much earlier. So in the end, having the right attitude is so important to everything, whether it's cancer or anything in life. Positive mindset, to be mindful, that is so important. So as you know, if you have any questions regarding to breast cancer, do reach out to BCWA. We are here for you.
Yay! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Kim. Okay, Mimi.
Thank you for having me, first of all. And yes, be kind. Be kind. be kind to yourself and yes, just like Kim said just now, it's important to be aware of your mental health, your body, and I feel like we need to focus more on knowing ourselves, so that we can be kind to others. Be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others. And we are here living on this earth, to lift each other up, to to help each other. And this is just such a short journey. Life is actually short, and we're here to make the best of it. And hope to see you guys again soon.
Inshallah.
Mm.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you
I
so much.
had an amazing time with you both. I've learned a lot from both of you, and I'm encouraged by Mimi's enthusiasm, and also future. Oh, okay. Oh, Kim, now you
We
look
do
very
that
confused.
now. We do that now. Many love.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not saying the stuff, I'm just So, but
That's
anyways,
it. It was really fun and so nice to have the conversation. So nice to meet
Oh my
Mimi.
God. Yeah.
And I'm
Thank you
so
for
looking
having me.
forward to meet you offline.
Oh
And
yes,
Zikri,
yes.
I've never met you offline too, so we definitely need to, have,
We definitely need to, because we're sharing thoughts. I feel like you have a
yeah,
part of me
yes,
now. You already
connected.
have a part of me.
I was gonna ask Kim, do you have any event upcoming that we could also share
Yes.
before we go?
Yes, we actually have a plenty. Okay, so please do, check out Breast Cancer Welfare Association's Malaysia, BCWA's Facebook or Instagram. Do follow us there, and we have a plenty of activities actually going on, whether you can get a free clinical breast examinations or to support in the F&B chains that are happening that will be also donating to us with a lot of other partners. So do check it out and follow us, please. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
I already followed, so.
And
Well,
thank you so much, Incitement, for getting all of us together. That is the most important thing, to getting everyone together.
Oh, we try our best. We try to. You have to give credit to also my co-founder Daniel, because it's and the team. It was one of the visions that we wanted, to kind of bring all the major nonprofits in the same category together, because I just very much more empowering. It's just more powerful, more, and what a way to do it in the month of Cancer Awareness Month. So thank you, both of you. Thank you, Kim, for being part of it. Yeah. Okay, so I hope the both of you get some good night's sleep and have a lot of lovey-dovey going on, and love life, live life, love dominantly, LD. So I will see the both of you back on our WhatsApp group, and we can have that post after my show.
And celebrate our milestone.
Woo-hoo!
We did that. We did
Yeah. Okay, folks, with that, I'll end the stream. Thank you so much, ladies, and I'll see you again next week, same time, 8:30 p.m. for our next episode. And
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.